Gas prices are outrageous. We're all feeling it. Here, they're pushing $5 a gallon. It feels like highway robbery. And you know what? It basically is. This isn't just the free market at work. There's something much shadier going on. We're talking about a massive scheme, a crime that's costing us everyday Americans thousands of dollars every year. And the worst part, most people don't even know they're being robbed. Let's be clear. This isn't about political parties or blaming one side or the other. This is about corporate greed, plain and simple. It's about a few powerful people at the top deciding they'd rather line their pockets than let you afford to drive your kids to soccer practice. Stay with me because tonight we're diving deep into the murky world of big oil. The Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, they're the folks who are supposed to protect us from this kind of corporate BS, and for once they're actually doing their jobs. They've been building a case against one of the biggest oil producers in America, and what they've uncovered is explosive. We're talking about hard evidence, emails, text messages, the kind of stuff that would make even the most skeptical person raise an eyebrow. This isn't some tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. This is real, and it implicates some very powerful people. This case shines a light on a much bigger problem, the danger of letting a handful of CEOs control something as essential as oil. These aren't just companies, they're practically mini governments dictating what we pay and how we live our lives. But the FTC is finally saying enough is enough. They're taking on big oil, and they've got the receipts to back it up. Think back to just 10 years ago. Remember when gas was actually affordable? Yeah, me too. But then something changed. Prices started to climb, and then after COVID hit, they went completely haywire. First, prices plummeted when the world shut down. We thought, hey, maybe this is a good thing, but we were naive. As soon as things started opening up again, and especially after Russia decided to invade Ukraine, bam! Prices skyrocketed. So what the hell happened? The simple answer is that the oil cartel got even more powerful. Remember OPEC? That group of oil-producing countries that seems to love messing with the global economy. Well, they never really went away. They just got sneakier, and they found some willing partners in crime right here in the good old US of A. Section 4. The cartel's grip tightens from price wars to collusion. A few years back, the United States started fracking up a storm, and for a hot minute it actually challenged OPEC's dominance. We had a good old-fashioned price war from like 2014 to 2016. Gas prices dropped and consumers were happy. But you know who wasn't happy? The oil companies. Their profits took a hit, and they didn't like that one bit. So what did they do? They decided to rig the game. In 2017, executives from major US oil companies and those OPEC bigwigs started having some cozy little meetings, and wouldn't you know it, they came to a mutually beneficial agreement cut production to drive those prices right back up. Even when demand surged in 2021, companies like Pioneer Natural Resources, a major player in the US oil industry, just sat on their hands. They could have increased production, but why bother when they could make record profits by doing absolutely nothing? Section 5 justice served, the FTC's crackdown on Pioneer Natural Resources. The FTC's investigation zeroed in on Pioneer and their CEO, a fella named Scott Sheffield. They found evidence that Sheffield was in cahoots with OPEC, coordinating production cuts to artificially inflate prices. They even have him on record bragging about it. Now, the FTC isn't messing around. They blocked Sheffield from joining ExxonMobil's board, basically giving him a timeout from the big leagues. And get this, they've referred him for prosecution. They've also taken steps to prevent this kind of collusion from happening again. But let's be real. These companies are masters at finding loopholes. The question is, will any of this actually make a difference? The damage has already been done. Section 6, the true cost of greed. Billions lost, lives impacted. We're not just talking about a few extra bucks at the pump here. This rigged system has cost Americans an estimated $200 billion every single year. Let that sink in for a minute. That's money that could have gone towards education, healthcare, or, just not being completely broke all the time. And it's not just the gas prices themselves. When oil prices go up, the cost of everything goes up. Groceries, clothes, you name it. It fuels inflation and makes it harder for working families to make ends meet. Meanwhile, in 2022, as we were all struggling to fill our tanks, the oil industry was posting record profits. Let me say that again, record profits. They were literally making more money than ever before while we were all suffering. This isn't about market forces. This is about corporate greed, pure and simple. They are choosing to make us poorer so they can become richer. It's time we all woke up and realized that these high prices aren't some unavoidable act of God. They're the direct result of deliberate actions taken by powerful people who don't give a damn about anyone but themselves.